This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Thursday, February 9th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. An IU Kelley School of Business professor says the nation's unemployment rate of 3.4% shows that the U.S. is not currently in a recession, but there is still more work to be done when it comes to inflation. However, Andrew Butters said the demand for labor is still high compared to the supply of workers.
But one thing to also keep in mind is that because of this really tight labor market, the Federal Reserve might need to continue raising interest rates, something that it's been doing obviously during the later half of 2022 and is likely to potentially need to continue doing into 2023. There certainly has been a push both from government and from businesses to move jobs back to the United States, and in particular, manufacturing jobs. One implication, of course, is that, as I mentioned, the unemployment rate is already really low. We're already in a really, really tight labor market. And so it's going to be increasingly more difficult to find people as these new positions come online.
He tells the Associated Press, while the last 6 months of data have been comforting as it relates to inflation, there's still a long way to go to bring demand back in line with supply. A continuing care retirement community in Marshall County is set to close its doors. In a notice to the state, Donaldson-based Catherine Casper Life Center said after failing to find a new operator, it will cease operations at the end of March, affecting 60 employees. Arkansas-based Slim Chickens this week marked the opening of its first location in the Hoosier State with a restaurant in West Lafayette. Details of the financial investment in the location are not being disclosed, but the fast casual chain said more than 75 jobs are being created. Additional locations are planned throughout central Indiana, including Indianapolis, Westfield, Greenwood, and Franklin, though a timeline for opening is not yet known. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Has your company grown at a rapid pace over the last 2 years? Nominations are now being accepted for Fast 25, IBJ's exclusive list of fastest growing companies in central Indiana. Honorees will be spotlighted in a special publication in the IBJ and celebrated at an event on May 9th. Check out the changes to this year's criteria to see if your company qualifies. Learn more and submit your nomination by March 1st at ibj.com/nominations.
In today's business environment, every company is a tech company. Interested in learning more about emerging technology trends that can make an impact on your strategy in 2023? Join us February 15th for IBJ's Technology Power Breakfast to hear from top tech entrepreneurs, investors, and up-and-comers. Our panelists will dive into key issues and trends that will inspire fresh ideas. RSVP or reserve a corporate table for 10 by February 9th at ibj.com/events.
The Vigo County Commissioners unveiled a plan this week to spend more than $15 million it received from the American Rescue Plan Act. More than a dozen projects were discussed, with the largest single investment of $5 million allocated for housing projects. Commissioner Mark Klinkenbeard told our partners at WTWO-TV they are still in the process of finding the exact projects to receive funding.
There will be an application process. A part of it could be infrastructure. Part of it could be, anything to help spur housing in the area, because we know it's a big need. It's a need for the people who live here, but it's also a big need for businesses that want to locate here.
The Vigo County Council must still approve the wish list of ideas, which could happen in the coming weeks. The county still has just over $4.5 million left over. Council President Todd Thacker said they wanted to wait and see what other opportunities might arise before committing all the money. You can view the full list of projects at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Lutheran Life Villages, a nonprofit serving Northeast Indiana, has acquired Northwoods Village at Inverness Lakes, a licensed memory care assisted living center in Fort Wayne. The nonprofit says Northwood Village's memory care services are an important addition to its portfolio. The acquired assisted living center opened its doors in 2015 to treat Alzheimer's disease, dementia, and other memory impairments, and provide care for independent living. Northwoods Village will continue to operate its other locations in Mishawaka and Kalamazoo, Michigan. The Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick remains on hiatus as we prepare for Season 3, but you can go back and listen to past episodes with notable names in Indiana, such as Mario Andretti, Angelo Pizzo, and media personalities Mark Patrick and Bob Kavoyan. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.